Don't make me laugh. If there really is a giant lizard down south, Spider-Man will never tackle him. He'd rather stay here fighting two-bit hoods and making a rep for himself. J. Jonah Jameson. Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 1, Issue 6. Face to face with the lizard. When reports of a humanoid lizard, naturally dubbed the Lizard, come out of Florida, Daily Bugle publisher J. Jonah Jameson issues a challenge to Spider-Man. Defeat the lizard. Hearing about this when Peter goes to prove Jameson to see what Jameson's intentions are and learns that Jameson only issued the challenge to sell more papers. Later, while at the National History Museum with his classmates, Peter takes express interest in the lizard exhibits. When crooks try to rob the museum and take Liz Allen hostage, Peter slips away and changes into Spider-Man and comes to her rescue. Spider-Man, you saved me from those two gunmen. The pleasure was mine, blue eyes. Minutes later, Liz, come on, snap out of it. This is Flash. Don't you remember me? Flash? Flash who? All I can remember are Spider-Man Strong's arms around me. Made it nobody even missed me. Hearing another report of an attack by the lizard in Florida, Peter decides to take Jameson's challenge. As Spider-Man, Peter pays Jameson a visit to take him up on his challenge in hopes that he'd send Peter Parker to Florida to take pictures of the event. The plot works, however, it backfires ever so slightly. Jameson himself is going to accompany the boy, buys him. What's the rush? I have news item for you. I'm going to accept the lizard's challenge. So if you really want to see what I can really do, you better send a photographer to Florida to cover the story. As for my web, it'll loosen in a minute and you'll come down. Boy, will you come down? You know, Betty, I've been wanting to ask you something. Yes, Peter? Parker, get in here. I've decided to send you to Florida after all to try to get some pictures of the lizard and Spider-Man if he shows up. That's great. When do I start? Start packing now. We're leaving as soon as possible. We're leaving? That's right. It's such a big story that I'm going with you. When they arrive in Florida, Peter makes an excuse of needing to buy film for his camera to get away from Jameson. As Spider-Man, Peter checks out his only lead, Curtis Connors, a resident expert on lizards. The lizard area is blocked off by armed patrols. I wonder what kind of blip ID make on a radar screen. But although he is not detected by radar, Spider-Man is observed by something far more dangerous. The eyes of the lizard. Enemy coming. Must hide, then attack. I don't like it. It's too quiet here. Unnaturally quiet. It's a creepy feeling. My spider sense is starting to tingle, but I don't see anything. My foot. Something grabbed me from behind. Something powerful. Can't keep my balance. It's him, the lizard. Lizard or not, a glob of mud pushed in his face ought to slow him down a little. Whew, I'm out. Couldn't have held my breath much longer. Uh-oh, he's out too. Still can't figure out who or what he really is. The swampland is mine. I have warned the world, but you dare to invade my domain. And so you are doomed. Sure. Every time I turn around, I get doomed by someone else. He's fast. His tail almost got me that time. Strange. He doesn't seem to be wearing a disguise. That grotesque form is really him. I better knock some of the fight out of him. If I can, just hang onto his tail. Surfing spider webs. He's a dozen times stronger than I thought. Boy, when I make out a mistake, I blow it. Look out below. Gasp. He threw me almost half a mile. Lucky these trees broke my fall. Say, that must be Dr. Connor's house. He's the reptile expert I wanted to see. However, when he arrives at the Connors home, Spider-Man learns from Kirk's wife that his husband is the lizard. That when he was busy trying to find a way to allow humans to grow back limbs. As Connor had lost his arm in the war, he used himself as a guinea pig on the project. While his arm grew back, the side effects of the serum he created caused him to transform into the lizard. Meanwhile, not far away, the terrified boy races through the swamp, having seen a sight which seemed to be out of a nightmare. I did not mean to frighten you. Help! come back. That snake, I can't get out of its way in time. Suddenly, a colorful, fast-moving figure swings down from above and got you. Oh, no one can take him from me. Billy, stay up there. Don't let go. Ow, this skin is so hard as a dinosaur's armor. I almost broke my hand and he hardly felt it. I'll try to hold on to him with my web until no, that's no good either. He snapped it with his tail as if it were made out of paper. Just then a female voice cries out and strikes a hidden chord deep within the lizard's breast. Slowly he turns and then suddenly slithers into the murky swamp. Billy, Billy, where are you? He then works into Connor's labs to create an antidote for the serum in hopes that he can change Connor's back to normal. You are the only one who does not fear me. Once I destroy you, all mankind will tremble before the lizard. Quick, take the test tube. Don't let it spill. I've got to reason with him. You can't. He grows less human each minute. He doesn't even seem to know me now. At last, I see fear in your eyes, for you know I have the power to rid the world of Spider-Man. My skin is hard as armor, and my muscles are equally strong, stronger by far than yours. He's right. He's hurling that huge oak desk as if it's weightless. How helpless you are in the face of my battering attack. Don't know where to turn. His arms, his tail, all striking at once. Such strength, it's unbelievable. Ow! He must be stopped quickly before he creates the first super lizard. Otherwise, they will multiply too fast to ever be checked. Here is the antidote, but how will you get him to drink it? Well, that solves my first problem, the problem of when to attack. Looks like it's now or never. Get him, my pets. Spider-Man must never leave here alive. You had all the innings so far, fella. Now it's time for Spider-Man to show you what he can do. First, I'll get up to the top, turn it, where the alligators can't reach me. Ha! He forgets there are 3,000 different kinds of lizards on Earth, and I have all the powers of all of them. Has he never seen a gecko lizard slither up a wall? He beat me to the top. Now I'm trapped between the lizards and the gators below. They're battering the wall to make it crumble. Can't stay up here much longer. When you talk about powers, pal, don't forget that spiders have a few themselves, such as the power of swinging on their webs. Bah, that is nothing. You are only postponing the eventual outcome. Sooner or later, I will destroy you. I ought to have a record made of that line. I hear it all the time. Don't you realize yet that your web isn't strong enough to hold me? Well, you can't blame a guy for trying. I've got to keep him on the move so that he forgets to grab his serum and toss it into the swamp. For if it should spill into the swamp, we humans will never be able to stop the new race of lizard creatures that will emerge. You may be stronger than me, Liz, but I still say you're too slow to keep up with me. Now all I have to do is flip back and bolt the doors behind me. The gators, how did they get there so fast? Good thing this door bolts from both sides. Now it's just you and me, Spider-Man, and no way for you to escape me. Wherever you go, I can follow. Can't go any higher. He's right under me. Don't dare let him grab me with those powerful arms. Now, nice try, but you're going to be faster than that to snag a spider. As Spider-Man plunges towards the floor below, grasping his life-saving strand of web in one hand, he lunges out skillfully and, what? Gotcha! Then in midair, the amazing costume crusader summons all the speed, his unerring skill, his lightning-fast reflexes, and whisks a small vial from his belt. Thanks for joining me, Lizard. It gets lonesome tumbling down alone. If I miss now, there may be no second chance for me. Hold it, Liz. This is only take a second. I did it. Now only, oof. Your time has run out, Spider-Man. Now to finish you off. Why doesn't the serum work? What did I do wrong? What? Ugh, his tail. It's like a runaway sledgehammer. I warned you that you were no match for me, and now we will end this forever. As soon as I have disposed of you, I will spill my serum in the swamp, and the whole world will be mine. Got to stop him. Can't give up. But suddenly, my head, my brain, what? What is happening to me? Connor thanks Spider-Man for his help, and they all decide to keep mum about the fact that Connor was the lizard, as he had no control over what he did while in that form. Returning to a furious Jameson as Peter Parker, when Peter offers him the pictures, which he said he bought off a local, Jameson dismisses them as fakes and tears them up. He then tells Peter that this dud of a trip is coming out of his future pay. Returning back to New York, Peter tries his luck getting a date with Liz Allen, which ends up with her hanging out on him because she is expecting a call from that dreamy Spider-Man. As they round up his adventure to Florida, Peter sends Jameson a mocking letter to the Bugle. The Lizard, Curt Connors, origin revealed, first appearance. Martha Connors, first appearance. Billy Connors, first appearance. Connors formula, first appearance. Notes: some details of this story should be considered a topical reference per the sliding timescale of Earth 616. These are when Spider-Man makes a reference to Fats Domino's, details the layout of LaGuardia Airport, such as the fact that Peter and Jameson board the plane from the tarmac, the type of plane used to fly to Florida. Likewise, this story states that Curt Connors lost his arm during World War II. This should be considered a topical reference. Modern readers should interpret this as Connors being in the military and lost the arm in combat. Trivia: there is a mistake on page 16. After the lizard was thinking about his powers, Spider-Man replies as if the lizard was talking. On page 19, Curt Connors mentions that he is holding his wife in his arms, although he has only one arm at that point. The cover of this issue is one of the 32 that appear in the comic collection from the 2000 video game Spider-Man. In June 2012, the issue was reprinted and included a Walmart preview bundle packed to promote the upcoming film, The Amazing Spider-Man, whose main villain was the Lizard. Coming next, Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 1, Issue 7, The Return of the Vulture.